What is it again? Welcome back to Yellow Turd Chat. Today we have Walter Southard with us. Walter's been with us since the very beginning, and we specialize on relocations, whether it's a regular relocation or a corporate relocation. It doesn't matter. We're here to help, and we're here to guide you in every step of the way. Whether you're moving in or out, relocating and researching the relocation area is important.
Hey guys, I'm Walter Southard. Been with Hector since the beginning of time. I'm originally from Long Island, New York. I've been in this area for over 25 years. I'm just here to assist you and help you find the home of your dreams.
One of the most important things, because we work with relocations all the time, is really researching an area. When you're researching an area, it's all about lifestyle. You know, are you a boater? Are you looking for canal properties? Are you a golfer? Do you want something that's in a golf course? Do you want to have restaurants within your community? In Florida, we have it all. If you want a high-rise condo with a marina, we've got those options as well. If you want to live in downtown, if school zone's important, there are specific areas that certainly provide you with the research tools so that you can research those schools and see if those schools are important for you. We have great private schools as well. Those are wonderful options. Again, based on budget, private schools can certainly vary. We want to make sure that, especially if you're moving into our area, that you are empowered and have all of the information that you need to make a decision that's important for you and your family. Number two, it's all about timeline. Walter's going to touch on a little bit about timeline. So Walter, what do you think is the ideal timeline for someone to begin their research, whether they're relocating out or in?
I would say at least a minimum of 6 months because it takes time. We don't want you to be put under pressure. The biggest thing for us is to make this as easy and as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, no, that's true. So when you're looking at 6 months, that's going to give you enough time. We like to take you to various areas so that you can compare.
Agreed.
And then once, let's say that process takes 1 to 2 months, then we focus in on that specific area and then the floor plan that meets what you're looking for. Exactly. Are you okay with 8-foot ceilings? Do you want 12-foot ceilings? Do you want 2-story, single story? Do you want a pool? Pools. Actually, Walter recommended his pool company to me, which I ended up using, and I've been referring them out. You built your pool how long ago, Walter?
Probably about 7 years now.
So about 7 years ago. And what was the cost of your pool back then?
It's probably about $38,000.
So Walter's pool costs $38,000. We've got a client who just is building a basic pool today. So just to give you some perspective on prices 7 years ago from prices today, and this is why it might be more important to look at a home if you're considering a pool. Maybe you find a home that already has a pool, and maybe you can just renovate it a little bit. Maybe put in the pebble sheen or whatever it is. But it was $62,000 with no heater, no jacuzzi. So that's just a basic pool. Again, Walter's pricing, he's got the screen, he's got a huge deck, got the pavers all around.
We actually put it in a waterfall feature as well.
That's right, waterfall, and you have the stones.
Yeah, we did the stones.
Yep. So that's probably, I would say, an extra 10 grand nowadays. Yeah. So to put a nice pool equivalent to Walter's today, to put it in perspective, it's probably going to be somewhere about $100,000 roughly. And then we're looking at timelines. Well, how backlogged are they?
Permits.
So you've got the permit situation, you've got supply chains. We built our pool about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. It took us about 11 months to get our pool built because of all the supply chain issues that were happening at that time. Number three is you want to make sure you partner with agents who are experienced in doing this. So not only do we handle tons of inbound and outgoing relocations, we also handle corporate relocations. Now, corporate relocations are companies. We serve 450 of the top companies around the world. We're 195 countries, and we serve some of the Fortune 500 companies around the world. Walter has the opportunity to serve a lot of these clients, and again, whether it's listing their properties, these companies actually hire us to help them. Walter's going to share some of the experiences that he's had, and he had one very recently that you just don't see in photos. So, Walter, if you want to chime in.
One thing I could definitely say, pictures are misleading. You gotta understand, when we list a property, we use wide lenses, we make the house look brighter, they make the house appear larger than it really is. So when we walk into the property, we don't only just look at the pretty chandelier, we look around the baseboards, we look at the floors, we look at the ceilings. And never underestimate the power of the sniffer. Because when we walk in, we are smelling for pets, mold, anything. And I will put that in the video. I don't just look around and look, oh, I love countertops or I love the chandeliers. I point out the items that I feel as me being a homeowner that I would want to know.
Yeah, and that's very true. As a matter of fact, so cigarettes, another one.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
We oftentimes forget that these are all aspects that can be a part of a home, and unless you have a professional, so we're not just looking to sell you a home. We want to build a relationship for life. Sometimes if you reach out to the seller's representative, they're going to forget about certain details about the property, and that's why we are here to help. Because we want to make sure that you're well informed, especially coming in from a different state into our state. We want to make sure that you have a positive experience and you don't have buyer's remorse. You don't come in walking to a situation that's a complete nightmare. And yes, we have seen it, not from us, but we have seen it with other companies. Now, Walter recently had an experience. This is a relocation, and you had, I think it was a soil situation.
Yes, on the side of the yard, when you walked out, it was very mushy. That's something that you don't see in photos. All you see in photos is nice, lush, green grass, but when you walk through the yards, you notice, you'll see items such as, does that owner have pets? I mean, trust me, when you go in the backyard, you know if there's some pets. Also, what I like to do is I bring my wife along. I like to try to get the woman's perspective. So you're not just getting a man's perspective of looking and seeing, oh, what year is the HVAC? What year is the roof? Or I'm more focusing on those items. My wife is looking around and putting the wife's perspective on things.
Absolutely, and that's important. The more eyes that you have on a property, the better.
Absolutely.
We're obviously trained to identify whether it's cracking, again, odors, paint situations, holes in walls, things like that. We'd like to, especially if you're relocating, open the refrigerator, make sure is the refrigerator working.
Yes.
Before you spend any money on a home inspection. Same thing with the range. So we want to make sure we make that process as easy as possible for you.
My goal is when I'm looking for a house for you, I'm looking for a house for myself. I want to make sure that this is somewhere I want to live. And I don't just take a video of the house. I drive the neighborhood. I go to the amenity center. I drive down streets. I drive towards stores. I go well beyond what a lot of people may do.
Absolutely. Again, it's all about the community in general, so you want to make sure it's the right fit for you. So just a quick recap, top 3 things to do. Research the area, make sure it fits your lifestyle. Number 2 is make sure your timeline is sufficient for making sure that you're able to research the areas. And number 3, partner with an agent or agency who's experienced in finding the properties that you're looking for, or if you're relocating out to help you, make sure that you get the most money for your home with the least amount of stress and the least amount of time.
Thank you guys for watching.
All of our contact information will be found in the details below. Make sure you like, subscribe for more, and any questions you have, make sure you leave comments. See you guys next week on Yellow Chair Chat.